Hello everyone, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you got now. Yes, what is more important than being aware of the present moment that is there right now? Maybe you're listening to this talk, maybe you're parallel, you have all your senses turned on. Maybe you're realizing where you are right now, looking around you, smelling something. Maybe there's a smell around you. Maybe you hear something else than just my voice right now. Maybe there is birds or animals, or maybe you are in a big city with earplugs in and listening that way, and then parallel listening to the noises around you in a big city or at work, who knows. And that means awareness of the present moment there is. And yes, it's a kind of a slow down. It is slowing you down because you become, it's like a camera where you turn on the review button and review in a slower mode, in a slow motion mode. If you can do that, if you can switch over to that slow motion frequency of the present moment, then you can really influence and manifest a lot of things in your life in a much easier way and a much more focused way, and of course a much more successful way. Yeah. And yeah, it's a wonderful feeling, I can just tell you. It's like sitting in a roller coaster on the when you are on a what is the name for it in English? Yeah, where you have all these different things for children and for grown-up children and for small children, to maybe ride an auto scooter or something like that, or a looping a roller coaster. Now I got it, a roller coaster. Yeah. And when you're in that roller coaster, you're all of a sudden, it goes very fast, but you're sometimes this roller coaster is like lifting you up, throwing you a little bit up from the speed, from the acceleration. It makes you like throwing up in curves, or where the speed is very fast. And in such moments, it's like you get thrown up, and then you are in slow motion, able to watch every little thing that is happening, and you become able to really see things you did not even become aware of before. that is kind of that feeling. And that's a very wonderful feeling. And in that feeling, you can become very appreciating, very much appreciating things. Yes. And I hope you could already connect to it. Breathe, enjoy, visualize, and go with it, maybe in your own, with your own pictures that arise. Yeah, and now I would like to make you listen to Eckhart's wonderful words about all this aliveness through presence, through becoming present just as much as possible with all senses. And then you can turn within, and that's what I explained. Then you become an observer that is on a slow motion mode, being able to see and become aware of everything that's really going on at that moment. And that can make you take actions, make things that needs to be done right in that moment, which you did not see before because you were too busy, you were with your awareness somewhere else in a certain part of your body, but not in that distant awareness of the present moment, not in your center. Let's call it the center. From that point of the center of yourself within, you can view everything at the same time and sense everything. Smell, hear, see, all these senses at the same time. Yeah. So now enjoy the wonderful talk from Eckhart and prepare yourself to calm down your inner state, your inner center, or rather calm down your mind. That's what we are doing here. Calm that down and take the focus out of that mind into your center. Yes. To have a wider view over yourself in this moment. And after Eckhart's wonderful talk, I will also add a few more maybe experiences, maybe some experiences from my work, experiences from my life. Yeah, be surprised, and don't forget your gift that is waiting for you, your wonderful coaching session with me. Yes, and now prepare yourself, get yourself this cup of tea or warm water, a wonderful blanket, and then you breathe in deeply, in and out, and enjoy your me time.
It's through sense perceptions that you become aware of whatever happens around you. That involves visual, auditory, and to some extent the other senses too. The main ones being visual and the seeing and hearing. So as we enter the now, we become more aware of our surroundings. It's the first step into the now. And now, when you do that, and let's do that now, just not thinking I'm going to practice now, no, just become more aware of your surroundings. No practice, and it's not a doing, it's just an awareness arises of this room, the people in this room, the man sitting on the chair, talking, the lights, beautiful arrangement there. And that is the space of now. So what the word to use is you acknowledge what is. And close to acknowledging, you go a little bit deeper, you appreciate what is. What before you probably overlooked completely. And that's already a wonderful thing, and there are some people who are not yet ready to go any deeper than that, and that's fine. It's enough to just go 2 steps into the now. Well, let's call it 3. People like the idea of steps. Let's call it step 1, you become more aware of your surroundings. Step 2, you acknowledge. And with the acknowledgement comes a sense of the goodness of the ways in which life manifests continuously around you. There is an aliveness in everything. Even in the middle of a city, you might say, oh, I prefer the forest or the beach or the mountains. But even in the middle of the city, whatever happens, all the movements in the middle of a city are manifestations of life. Life manifesting as human beings running around, as cars, as houses, buildings, and noise, and so on. And there's also something there that is fine. It's an acknowledgement of life. And then comes an appreciation. Oh, you might see something that you before had not appreciated. The sky, for example. How many times are you aware of the sky? And say, oh. And it's beautiful. And even a cloudy sky, there's always this light filtering through the clouds. Now, you might notice when you become aware of what I call the surface of now, which are the sensory perceptions that reveal the world to you, already a shift in consciousness happens, because now you're not thinking as much. You cannot be very much aware of sense perception and really be looking at the sky or at a tree or a flower or a street scene and be thinking a lot. You have to be really there as the presence. For example, now. So you simply acknowledge the totality of this room. And that's beautiful. And then you go a little deeper still. The next step takes you deeper. Then you can ask yourself, what else is there to the now apart from the things that arise in my sense perception? What else is there? Is there anything else? Is that what the now is? What appears in the now? No. It's what appears in the now, but it's not yet the now. So to become aware of the present moment, to become aware of sense perceptions is an important step, and some people are so out of touch with their surroundings, they are never where they are. They are in the stream of their thinking, with only enough attention not to bump into things. But that's all the attention they give. They can maneuver their way through the furniture or the streets, but most of their attention is on the stream of thinking. A lot of it, by the way, useless, you might have noticed, and a lot of that negative too. Critical, complaining, having an issue with this or that, thinking about an unpleasant person yesterday or 10 years ago, and thinking what might go wrong tomorrow or tonight. And all kinds of, it takes you, that consciousness is continuously being absorbed by thinking. And people are in the grip of the stream of thinking. So now you begin to be present, what we could call present within and present without. So you can sense your own aliveness. If you can't sense it, ask yourself, for those few people here probably very few who cannot sense the inner energy field of the body, what I call the inner body. I ask sometimes, if you close your eyes, hold your hands like this, and ask yourself, how can I know without looking or moving my hands whether my hands are still there? It's a funny question. How can I know without looking at my hands or moving my hands or touching anything, how can I know that my hands are still there? And at that moment, you cannot get a conceptual answer for that. You can only get an experiential answer by suddenly experiencing an aliveness inside your hands. And your attention has moved from thinking, has disengaged from the movement of thought, and is flowing into your hands. And in the same way, if you can feel your hands, you can feel your feet at the same time. And that you can feel the entire body as a subtle energy field. And that's a lovely place to be. And that you begin to be more rooted in the now. And you are present within and without.
Thank you very much, Eckhart, for your wonderful talk about this, about the awareness to become very present in the moment. And just today I had some workshops that influenced me quite a lot, and I would love to give it to you and share this with you as well, and see if you can find yourself in there too. And what I'm doing here is an interpretation of me, Juliane, about things that reach me. So just feel into it what you are coherent with, and the rest you just filter out, and don't pay any more attention to what you are not coherent with. It doesn't need a comment, it doesn't need anything. Just take what is coherent and enjoy this and feel the connection to this coherence. And this is also part of feeling that present moment. And yes, in this present moment, as we all know, everything is happening right now. There is no future, no past. It's all right now. And whatever you think about your past or your future is what you picture right now, but it's not what actually is, or was, or will be. This is very powerful and so helpful to heal. To understand that even when you're looking into your past, the story you are telling yourself right now about the past, about that past, is a story you are experiencing right now in your thoughts. Not more, not less. The moment that you experienced as it was, as a past, as we explain it as a past, was in its past completely of a different appearance. Let's call it appearance. It was an appearance, and what you are thinking now is a new, different appearance. And actually it's not an appearance, as you cannot see, touch, or hear, or smell, or connect to it. Because if you're looking out outside. It's not there. It's just a story in your mind. It's a story you're telling yourself, a story you are creating in your mind in this moment. And to create a story, to create something about something, to create a story, a vision, or anything about something is made out of your actual condition, of your actual vibration, frequency, state of being, state of feeling, state of being, state of energy. If you are in a good mood and you're thinking about a past situation, you will definitely tell this story different to yourself than if you would be in a bad mood. Have you ever experienced that you have sensed a bad you have sensed that you are in a bad mood, and all of a sudden everything that was a gift to you yesterday, let's say yesterday, maybe it's even a few minutes ago, it can be that extreme that it's a few minutes ago, but something in your vibration, your frequency has changed. You have set a different radio sender station that sends different information, different style of music, heavy metal or piano music. So, and when you do that, then your vibration changes and your interpretation then changes. Your thoughts about things change with it. As we know, it's all connected. The thought with the feeling. Yeah. And so do you remember a certain, like I just said, it's so immense and tremendous. Scan a little bit back into your past few days or weeks where you have had maybe that experience that you all of a sudden, for some reason, maybe you know the reason, maybe you don't, but changed your mood. And all of a sudden, then, by changing your mood, you felt, or you told, there were thoughts arising, talking to yourself, that something that was wonderful or a gift, you felt it like a gift, you judged it as a gift, a wonderful gift, that now you feel like a heavy weight and a bad thing that happened to you. Look at it really deeply, clearly, that this is an experience you have had in your past. And this experience says everything about everything in your life. The way we look at things is the way we feel. And what was first there, the egg or the chicken, the egg or the chicken, the feeling or the thought? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And trust me, I often think about this. Well, what was first? What is first? Where do I have to? My head wants to think everything through and find the root, the root of things, where it all started. And yes, it is very helpful if you can do that, if you are able to find the beginning of a change in your feeling. You can maybe scan back and find it. If it was maybe a few minutes ago, or maybe a week ago, or or maybe even longer ago, and you know exactly, and you remember, it happens that you all of a sudden, when you're very relaxed, then you have that access to this knowledge where you find this truth. You find the real answer to what was there first. And most of the time, it's the thought. It's your interpretation, your judgment of your mind that is telling you if something feels good or feels not good or feels just neutral. Your mind is deciding this, comparing things, checking your system, your programmed system for similarities. And whenever it finds a similarity, it gives you the feeling of it. Yeah, that's how it works. That's how we are programmed, and these programs always look for a similarity to help your system to recall and repeat programs, automated programs. And why is it doing it? To save energy, to save that energy. Yeah, and that's very interesting here. And here I want to make that curve to this important thing in life, that is growing, that is stopping to grow. That is death. Yeah. If you decide to stop growing, your system gets the signal, the order to remove yourself, to die, to build, to rebuild, to disassemble. Disassemble is a better word. To disassemble you. Like a tree that cannot grow. Like when a tree, the roots in the bowl, they come to the boundaries of this bowl, and if they have no more space to grow, the whole tree will die. And that's the same thing with you, with all of us. And if we all as human beings change our whole working system to this knowledge about ourselves, that not just school, working, dying is the way, the path. And well, there is a lot of knowledge that we don't get taught, or that we have no clue about, because it's not been taught in school. There is a lot: meditation, relaxation, what's that word? Resilience. I don't know how the word is said, but I know how it's written. This time, there are words that I don't know how to write, but I do know how to say them, and there are the other ways. So resilience, we call it in German. Resilience, maybe in English, I don't know, but you will know what I mean. To recover from a stressed period in a fast way. Yeah. And actually to not even become ever stressed, negatively stressed. That we also, and negative stress is like this boundary that we have from this bowl of this tree. That's that's the limitations we set ourselves, or we let others set this to us. And whenever this happens, stress is occurring and should occur, and because it's showing you, okay, I cannot grow here, I cannot grow. And that's often the very crazy thing, that people think when they are in stress that they have too much to do, or they are too busy, they have too many things. But it's not, it's actually the opposite. It's the opposite. You are doing things that don't let you grow. You are not doing the right things that would let you grow. Instead, you are keeping yourself busy with making millions of loops around your own self, building up like what's the English word? It's like you're suing a blanket around you with a lot of material. What is that name? I don't know that word in English. If you sew something, you have a material to sew, and that's what I mean. And that's what you do. It's like, like that tree, the root of the tree. What does it do when it hits a boundary and it cannot grow in a straight, strong, big root way? What does it do? It gets thinner, smaller. It makes all these loops and makes a big chaotic form of thousands, millions of loops of this root. And that's, if you picture that, if you can imagine that, what I'm trying to say. And this is what you're doing. You're sitting in the middle of it, and sewing yourself a more and more tight blanket, or I say blanket, I don't know that, like a quilt. You're sewing this quilt, and it gets thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker, and no light can come through, no energy can come through. It all gets stuck. And what does happen? Symptoms come. You get sick. Maybe in the first place only colds, and maybe something with your knees, with your bones. It starts more and more. Your hip, maybe maybe operations follow, and it's all because you limit yourself and don't grow in a powerful, to strengthen and to become powerful, more powerful. This is what we are all supposed to be. We are nature. We are nature, just as a tree. And a tree wants to grow, wants to become bigger and bigger roots and bigger asps and bigger, just bigger in everything. Thicker, bigger, more powerful. And we too. And if we cannot do, we do the same like this tree, becoming thinner, stuck by our own surrounding of this, of ourselves, and then we're gonna die in the end, and that's a dying process we all go through. Science have found out that each cell is similar, not similar, it's the same. Our cells are the same. They just get different informations to develop different forms in the sum of cells. But they all are the same in itself, and they can reach an age. That's what scientists have found out so far. And I would even question that one. But they say today, let's say it that way. Let me say it that way. Scientists are these days agreeing on the fact that a cell can live over 300 years. It has the potential of living more than 300 years. That's what they believe in today, our scientists. And who do we all believe in? Our scientists. So if they say something, we believe this. So this is the next evolutionary step here, that one part of it. There are many more knowledges that our scientists start believing because and we as non-scientists, but watching TV, becoming informed by these scientists, we believe this then. So the actual factor is more than 300 years. Just to let you know, you probably didn't know that either before, but maybe some, yes, but I just want to also encourage you in understanding that you could even live that long if you live your way of growth. Living a life in growth will make you live longer. And even Eckhart, to me, he seems like a very stable person that is not developing quite a lot. But this is just from my view, what I see, what I interpret, and you can never look into a person how they grow, because the growing is going on inside of them. It's not visible from the outside. Sometimes, yes, it's visible. Some they express it also. Yeah, so it gets visible. But like, yeah, even Eckhart, I love to use his way. I mean, he was very introverted, and look how he has changed his completely self to being very extroverted, expressive, and sharing, and yeah, showing himself in front of a huge audience, huh? That was a very wonderful growing process here. And I'm really, really looking forward to his next development phase. Yeah, I'm excited about that. So, okay, I gave you quite a few inputs today, and yeah. And I want to really make you aware of this wonderful gift that I have for you, for all my subscribers here on this wonderful channel, that you please take that wonderful gift for you. It's just a gift for you, and I love to do this. I love to give this gift to you, as the other ones that already contacted me did it. They are really appreciating it and keep still contact, because they really enjoyed it a lot, and they love also to connect and to exchange more energy. I call it's an exchange of energy here. Yeah, so please be very welcome to contact me. My email address is in the description of this channel, and just write me a few appointment times. I tell you right now already, after 9:30 p.m. European time, I am available for you. Okay, and so give me a few days where you would be available at such a time in the evening from my side. But if you are in America or somewhere else, it's a different time zone. For you it's maybe perfect as well. Then please write it down there and say, yes, I want to do it. I want to, yeah. And you can even write me down if you have a wish or a certain topic you want to make a coaching about, or if you just want to talk with me about something that you have at that moment. I have experienced a few different ways. Some people, they just talk to me about something, and then I give my energy and my coaching experience, my knowledge into it, and of course my own self experience. And others, I really did a whole wonderful session, coaching session, a guided tour through your life, which is very wonderful, and it solves always something, and it opens up, and it takes limitations that I just talked about. It takes the next limitation. If like you put this tree in a bowl and then you replant it after maybe 2 years because it needs a bigger bowl, and then after next years you need a bigger bowl, and that's what we can do here. We can always give you the next larger bowl for your growing room that you need if you feel that you are stuck. And this stuckness is by symptoms often. Mostly. It's always, not mostly, it is like that. Yeah. You are stuck. Okay. And now I want you to remember who you really are in this world. Yes, the wonderful lottery win in your own life. The hugest lottery win ever in your life and in all other people's life that you meet on your path. Enjoy that, being that, and have now a wonderful day, minute, second. Go really into detail here, huh? The second, the minute, the hour, the day, the week, the months. Extended from starting at the second, okay? That is easy, 1 second. And then maybe you want to take more, 2 seconds. Maybe a whole minute. And then more and more and more and more. Yeah? Like a big fire that a bush fire that spreads out, huh? With light, light, light. Joy, joy, joy. Yeah. Okay.